Where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy specializes in a customized designed academic approach tailored to meet the needs of our families. Our lower division prepares students with the necessary foundation to build excellence. Our middle division provides students with over 15 course offerings, providing them with opportunities to explore their talents and gifts. Our upper division provides personalized academic journeys, allowing them to achieve their dreams. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to journey with us. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us, where every path leads to purpose.
National headlines and the local stories you care about. WLBB, Carrollton, News Talk 1330, FM 106.3.
And good morning. Thank you all for tuning into the Community Voice today. My name is Josh Engel. Today is February 10th. Time is 8:30 a.m. and we have Oak Mountain Academy in the studio with us today, not just broadcasting live on WLBB News Talk, but also on the WLBB News Talk 1330 Facebook page. So if you have any questions or comments for our illustrious guests today, Amanda Tayeb, Director of Admissions and Marketing, Kimberly Robinson, the Middle Division Dean, and Jacob Wells, the Upper Division Dean, feel free to hop in the chat. I'd be happy to read those out to them. Today we're going to be talking a bit about the journey on the mountain, including getting an inside scoop on the upcoming open house tomorrow, February 11th at 9 a.m. at Oak Mountain Academy. We're going to talk a bit about that and so much more. Why don't we start with a quick background, a little origin story for our guests today. Jacob and I were just joking, eventually I will have each of their histories memorized. Because we've had a lot of shows together. We talk a lot. So why don't we start with Kimberly Robinson, Middle Division Dean. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I grew up here in Georgia. I went to the University of Georgia. I retired from public ed after 30 years, and I joined the Mountain about 3 years ago, and it was the best decision I have made. Love it there. Great faculty, great students. It's been such a breath of fresh air to be there. So just loving life on the mountain.
Awesome. All right, we'll throw it over to Upper Division Dean Jacob Wells.
So I am not a native of Carrollton, nor a native of Georgia. I'm originally from California, and I have lived all over the country teaching and living in different places, including Phoenix and Philadelphia, and now in Georgia. I've only been on the mountain for 2 years. This is my second year, but after all of my experiences around the country teaching and researching in this area or that area, I'm super excited to have my second year on the mountain, and I'm really enjoying everything that we're doing and super excited to talk about all of those things, including open house.
Awesome. Jacob, appreciate you, sir. All right, we'll throw it over to Amanda Tayeb. Not often on the show with us. Usually you're behind the scenes running logistics, but you're on the show with us today. We're so glad to have you, Director of Admissions and Marketing. Amanda, tell us a bit about yourself, and maybe before we get too into the weeds, you could recap some of the developments at Oak Mountain Academy in the past year or so. I know so much happens so fast, it's kind of hard to keep track of everything. We try to have you on the show, of course, to talk about it as it happens, but maybe tell us a bit about yourself and then give folks a recap of some of the exciting developments.
Sure. Thank you so much for having us today, Josh. So Amanda Tayeb, I actually grew up here in Carrollton, went to the University of West Georgia. I graduated and moved to Atlanta and then ultimately abroad for a couple of years. But then, like a lot of us that grew up here in Carrollton, I actually came back. It's a very special place, so I'm excited excited to be back. And as we were looking for a school for my daughter, we landed at Oak Mountain Academy. Growing up here, I always wanted to go to Oak Mountain Academy, but my mom, being in education as well, it just wasn't a fit at the time. But I knew we believed in private school and independent school education, so we really wanted that for my daughter. So we landed at Oak Mountain Academy, really kind of looking for a space for her to be, and we loved it there. And then I was able to join the team with Mr. Uran. It's been a super great experience for me. I'm going on my 7th year on the mountain this year. My daughter's a senior, so I'm very proud of her. She'll be graduating this year, so that's interesting and very special. But just to kind of recap a little bit of what we're doing here on the mountain. So we're very excited to offer in the past a 3-year-old pre-K program all the way through 12th grade. So this year, or this coming 26-27 school year, we're very excited to be opening a new pre-K 2 program. So this will be a half-day program that we're launching this year. So we're super excited about that. So if you're interested in that 2-year-old program, tomorrow's open house. So I would love for you to register for that. You can visit our website at oakmountain.us. There's a pop-up, and it's not too late to register. We're still accepting attendees, so we have a lot of great things planned for tomorrow. Begins at 9 o'clock in our middle school, so we look forward to seeing you there. Some of the things that you'll be seeing on that tour are our new humanities lab, which Dr. Wells will touch on that here in a minute when he talks a little bit about our upper school division. We also have Alice's Cottage, which is an outdoor classroom that we actually launched this year, and Miss Robinson will kind of touch on that a little bit more when we talk about our lower division. We have a brand new Josie Farmer music lab in our upper school as well, that our middle and upper school and lower school divisions, actually all of them are able to utilize that new space, and Dr. Wells can touch on that a little bit more here. And then a new really great weight room that we just launched as well. So we're super excited to have that space for our Oak Mountain Academy athletes.
I thought Jacob was looking pretty swole. That's what it is.
I
You guys have the he's out
For
there
sure.
in the Iron Kingdom. That's great. Well, I mean,
That's right.
So much has happened. I mean, and you know, I forgot about the cottage out. You know, the Alice's Cottage. It's such a cool, it's a cool development. I mean, so much is constantly going on, and you know, and also congratulations to your daughter. That's great,
thank
senior.
you.
So I mean, your mom, she was in education, so she probably
was.
wanted you near her. You know what I mean? And now you get to be, you know, you and her are near each other at Oak Mountain.
That's
great.
right.
You and
That's
your daughter.
right.
That's awesome. Well, while we're talking to you, so before
Okay.
we jump over to Jacob, maybe you know, I know this is something we cover a lot on these shows, but I think it's important to sort of establish this up front. Maybe we could talk a bit about what sets Oak Mountain Academy apart. You know, what makes it a bit different just from the traditional school experience.
Sure. So one of the big things is we do have really small classes across all of our divisions, which means that every student is truly known. They really have that one-on-one relationship with their teacher. They can help if they need extra help in the morning or the afternoon. The teacher is always there for them. And because it is a smaller class size, they can give that individualized attention. Family environment. So you're probably going to hear us talk about that family environment. So that culture is super special. Everyone knows everyone on the mountain, and everyone really belongs. So it's really great to see that with all of our families together. And one of the really exciting things that I always like to talk about are our unique teaching methods. And Dr. Wells is going to touch on the details of those, so I don't want to steal his thunder, but learning that sticks. So we want to make sure that our students are being taught in a way that is meaningful to them. And I think that when you hear about some of the things Dr. Wells is going to share, you'll be excited to hear those. And we're also building tomorrow's leaders. So that leadership development is woven into every everything that we do on the mountain. And our theme this year, just to throw that out there really quick, is Discover Your Journey at Oak Mountain Academy, where in the lower division, we prepare by setting those foundational skills. In the middle division, we explore through the many different enrichment opportunities that we have. And then in the upper division, they actually achieve. So they get to work through some of those journeys, which are very similar to like a pathway. And Jacob will break that down here in a minute for you.
Awesome. Amanda, thank you so much. I
Welcome.
appreciate that. See, you're rarely on the show, but you're fabulous. Look at that. You got all the info locked and loaded.
Well, thank you, Josh.
We appreciate you having y'all being on the show today. Time is 8:39. We're going to go ahead and knock out that first commercial break. But when we come back, we will continue our conversation with Amanda Tayeb, Kimberly Robinson, and Jacob Wells with Oak Mountain Academy. So stick with us. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy is a vibrant community built on innovation, academic excellence, and a 64-year legacy of shaping community leaders. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, inviting you to visit the mountain and experience firsthand the passion, purpose, and personalized education that defines our school. Come see how our mission and vision come to life each day. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
And welcome back to Community Voice. Time is 8:40. I'm your host, Josh Engel. If you're just tuning in, we have Oak Mountain Academy on the program today, not just on the radio, but also on our Facebook live stream. So if you have any questions or comments for our guests, Amanda Tayeb, Kimberly Robinson, or Jacob Wells from Oak Mountain Academy, feel free to hop in the chat. Just a quick reminder, their open house is tomorrow, Wednesday, February 11th at 9 a.m., So definitely stay tuned. We'll talk a bit more about that later in the program, but it's a great opportunity to go check it out for yourself, bring the family, kind of see what the vibes are like. They're very pleasant. They're very pleasant at Oak Mountain Academy. Always have a good time when I stop by. So, all right, well, we're going to pick right back up with Jacob. I want to hear more about the high school experience. What's the journey like for the upper division?
Sure. So to start, Amanda talked about the kind of unique learning methods that we use at Oak Mountain Academy. And what we do is, because we have such small class sizes and we have teachers who are kind of truly experts in the fields that they teach, whether it's history, science, English, whatever, that really gives our students the opportunity to explore learning in a way that a lot of schools just don't get, right? And so some examples of that include ways of discussion that really put the students in the center, right? So a lot of schools will use discussion as a model, but the teacher's really kind of in the middle of that, right? And all the questions or comments kind of feed into the teacher, and then the teacher has to kind of spit them back out to the students, and they kind of go back and forth in that way. At Oak Mountain Academy, we use a really student-centered model where the teacher might introduce a major question, but then they kind of step back, right? And they might act as the guardrails to kind of keep the conversation bounded a little bit, right? But for the most part, the students are the ones that are presenting their own ideas. The students are the ones that are debating or supporting or critiquing, supporting their own ideas or critiquing another person's ideas. And they kind of move through debate and argument in that way, where the teacher is very hands-off, right? And so the students are the ones that kind of develop their own arguments and their own values based on the things that they read or the things that they learn in class.
Allowing them the space to have that Socratic dialogue,
Exactly.
The back and forth.
Exactly, where the teacher is still a participant, right, in a way where they might ask an exploratory question or a way to kind of dive even deeper into a topic if the students are really ready for it. But for the most part, the students are the ones that are doing a lot of that discussion. Another way that we really push our students with the methods that we have at Oak Mountain is through problem solving, right? So every school does group projects, but at Oak Mountain Academy, we put some type of problem at the center of every project where there's actually something that they need to solve. And whether their solution would end up working right or not, that's not super important. What's more important is the process and how they get there, and how, if they're doing a group project, how they agree on what their solution is going to be. How do they talk about that? How do they debate that with each other? And then how do they change that idea over time and how they present it, right? So it's like an iterative process where you kind of check in and the teacher can determine how that is growing over time. And so the final product is something that they present on, right? But the real meat of the whole process is what is going on from day one to the very end, right? And how do they grow over time? And so that's what the teacher's really looking for. And you could say the same thing for the Socratic discussions too, right? Where the students are sure they might end up at some conclusion argument, but really the important part is where do they go over time and how do those ideas change over time?
Nice. That goes so far. I mean, you know, having that freedom. It's not like you're just being pressured to just temporarily gestate the topics that are going to be on the standardized tests.
Exactly, and it's not just
and it's gone.
Get the content, spit it back out on an exam, and then move on. That's not what we do.
See, this is fantastic. Awesome. All right. Well, I appreciate that. Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, let's see here. So we spoke a bit about the upper division. I would love it if we could. Amanda, let's throw it back over to you real quick. I feel like, let's see. Or we could actually just go ahead and talk to Kimberly if you want. I was about to ask you a bit about why Oak Mountain Academy may be a great fit, but what we'll do is we're going to throw it over to Kimberly. We're going to stay on the track of education, making changes. So, Kimberly, why don't we talk a bit about the middle division? Middle school's a rough time for kids. It was for me. Right? I mean, who doesn't feel very awkward and trying to figure out the world at that time? Maybe you could speak a bit about Oak Mountain Academy, the journey in the middle division.
All right, well, each day on the middle school mountain is different. You never know what you're going to get. There's the kids have such great vibes. They're learning about who they are. They're exploring not just all the enrichments, all the academics, but they're exploring themselves and figuring out what it is they like, what they don't like. And we're there as teachers and support to just kind of help facilitate them learning what they're great in, what they're unique at. And so there's lots of ways we do that. One of those is our house system. We have 4 houses, and the students are sorted. There's a mix of grades, a mix of the boys, the girls, the whole, we try to really mix it up. And so they're in that house system. We have Ursa, Leonid, Parliament, and Hawk. And there's a teacher that leads each house. And through that, they develop leadership skills, team building. We do all kinds of fun activities. They may also lead in advisory. They lead in convocation. So we're infusing that leadership and that team building and that bonding through those house systems. And so that really gives them, a core group, and it's 6th, 7th, and 8th grade all mixed together. So it's not just 6th grade. So they get to experience life from an 8th grade perspective or a 6th. So it's really cool that they get the different perspectives and they get to bond across grade levels. And then we also have a really great partnership with our PVA and our Booster Club. PVA is our Parent Volunteer Association, and they really set up a lot of really neat events. They're really there to support a lot of things that we do on the mountain, from the Fall Festival to they do all kinds of stuff with lower school. They're there just to support everything we do.
Absolutely.
And then the Booster Club keeps us connected with the athletics. Their main focus is all the athletics that go on the mountain. And so those two groups really help and support everything that we do on the mountain. We couldn't do what we do without them. So they're really great. Another thing that really gives our students the opportunity to grow is our Big Little program. When they become 6th graders, they get to be bigs. So 6th grade through 12th grade are bigs, and then 1st through 5th grade are littles. And so we pair a big with a little for the year, and we try to keep those pairings as much as we can the whole time there on the mountain. And so they really get to develop that friendship level, that bond, that mentoring piece. So the bigs get to mentor the littles. You would not believe, it's like, a big rock star walks in the building when the big walks through the little, the lower division. It's like rock star status. Because, gosh, that's an older student.
It always meant so much when you were on the bus and an older kid was trying to talk to you. I mean, in Oak Mountain's case, they're not trying to teach you how to smoke or something, that's what I run into on the bus. But I mean, we're talking about having that kinship with an older student who's already been through the lower division, the middle division, and can offer advice and offer counsel and just be that support system.
Oh, yeah. So that's really fun to watch all of them interact. And then, of course, we have so many opportunities across all the divisions. We have, all the athletics. Even though we're a small school, we offer a lot of sports. And every student gets to be involved. So we have, a JV soccer team. We have a middle school, so they, everybody gets to participate. So it's really cool that's there. We also have over 14 different enrichments in the middle school that they rotate through. And so that's part of that process of where they're exploring.
I was about to say, I was about to go back. You may be achieving in the upper division, but in the middle division, this is the time of exploration, kind of figuring things out. And then the lower division, you're preparing, which we can talk about in a second.
Right.
But this is that opportunity to try out these different enrichments, see what resonates with you.
Oh, yeah. And then, we just, we really work on leadership skills. We infuse that in everything we do. And service. Our big thing is trying to serve not only each other on the mountain, but figuring out ways we can help our community. So service is a big part of what we do.
Yeah, a lot of the students, that part always takes me by surprise. Like a lot of the students, the Oak Mountain kids that come through here, I mean, there's always an emphasis put on the service projects, like going out to the community, partnering with civic clubs, whatever it may be, going above and beyond having that relationship with the community, not just sort of, squirreled away in the school. They're out there doing stuff, making positive impacts.
Yeah, and with us being a faith-based school, we really focus on giving the child the skills they need to be a good citizen and how to serve others. And that is our main focus behind what we do.
Excellent. Well, time is 8:50. We're going to go ahead and knock out that last commercial break. But when we come back, we will wrap up our conversation with our friends from Oak Mountain Academy, Director of Admissions and Marketing, Amanda Tayeb, Middle Division Dean, Kimberly Robinson, and Upper Division Dean, Jacob Wells, as we discuss more about your journey on the mountain. And, of course, reminding folks that tomorrow, February 11th at 9 a.m., is the open house at Oak Mountain Academy. So this is your opportunity to meet these fine folks in person, ask some questions, and learn more about what your child's life could be like on the mountain. So stick with us. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Do the math. At Oak Mountain Academy, our average graduating class has just 12 students. We celebrate a 100% graduation rate with more than $10.5 million in college scholarships offered. Plus, 96% of our students are accepted into their top choice college. Do the math. Can you see the value of an OMA education? I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, and I'm here to help you do the math. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
And we're back to Community Voice. I'm your host, Josh Engel. Today is February 10th. Let me double check this sheet here because I always forget what day it is. Time is 8:52. We have Oak Mountain Academy in the studio with us today. Director of Admissions and Marketing, Amanda Tayeb. Middle Division Dean, Kimberly Robinson. And Upper Division Dean, Jacob Wells. If you're just tuning in, be sure to check out the full podcast of this episode, available at this station's website, as well as gradicommunications.com. Or you can also check out the Facebook live stream and the live stream that's being broadcast on our Graddick Communications YouTube. You can check those out. So if you have any last-minute questions or comments, hop over to the Facebook while we're still live. We'd be remiss. I know that we don't have the lower division dean with us, but you know what? We'd be remiss not to at least touch on the lower school before we wrap up the program. Kimberly, would you mind giving folks a bit of an idea about life in the lower division?
Well, we call the lower division the happiest place on the mountain. If you need a lift of your spirits, you just walk in that building. They are incredible. They are working hard on preparing. That's their main focus, is preparing on all those foundational skills, academics and leadership and service. And they get those skills through all their different activities that they do with, of course, academics. They have all kinds of extras, tots, piano lessons, Lego clubs, K-Kids, field trips. The fifth grade get to participate in athletics. So they really work on that, as well as the problem solving, and the college readiness skills starts at the pre-K level all the way through 12th grade. So
good time
it's
to
really,
prepare. Preparation. Yeah.
It's really good, because then after they finish, then they come to my building and we go from preparing to exploring. And so it's been fun to get to know those littles.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kimberly. I appreciate that. Jacob, maybe we could touch on, before we wrap up, maybe we could touch on why Oak Mountain Academy might be a good fit for the families that are tuning in.
Yeah. We would say that there's probably 4 major reasons why families might choose OMA, right? The first is academic excellence. Even though I was talking about how our students go through a different learning method than what a lot of schools do, our students are still held to a really high standard, right? And that can be shown through not only what they learn in our classes, but also in things like the SAT scores, ACT scores, AP scores. They still score well above both state and national averages every year. And the same can be said about scholarship opportunities. Our students get hundreds of thousands of dollars per pupil of offers every single year, right? Compare that to different statistics around the state, right? Oak Mountain Academy is going to be in that upper tier. We also offer a lot of really kind of academically enriching programs, including an international trip. We just got back from Italy, where we took several students to Florence, Rome, and Naples, and we kind of embedded their classes and like what they're talking about in math or science or English into that trip, right? So it wasn't just a vacation. They got to do a lot of like really academically rigorous programming on that trip as well as see beautiful country, right? Italy was amazing. I was one of the lead chaperones, and so it was great to take those students on that trip.
I saw the picture of you with the Pope. It was very cool.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Very rare opportunity. The second one is that we are faith-based, right? And we are welcoming to all. So we use a lot of our faith-based programming in the advisory programming or the service projects, right? You mentioned earlier that the students love to talk about service projects. And I think that the fact that they love to talk about them is a big takeaway of how central that faith-based programming is, right? And we really embed that into the service projects that we do. We embed it into our advisory programming, and the students love to talk about that. It's one of their favorite things that they do on the mountain. Third is that even though we're a small school, we offer huge opportunities. Kimberly was talking about this earlier in terms of the huge amount of athletics and enrichments that we have. Same thing can be said about clubs. Same thing can be said about honor societies. We offer pretty much the whole spread of clubs and honor societies, even though our school is very, very small, right? So we have a number of students who are on 3 or 4 clubs, and they play 2 varsity sports, and they're the president of this honor society or whatever else, right? And so even though we're a small school, we have a huge breadth of those opportunities, and they're very dynamic. And then the last one is that we really are a family, right? And we don't only center our discussion or focus on the student. We also focus our time on the family too, because they come in, right? We have a very small environment, which means everybody is a part of our community. We have Grandparents' Day. We have open house. Parents who are current parents act as ambassadors for the open house, so they come in and help guide potential new parents, right? And so our family environment is central to us at Oak Mountain Academy. So those are the 4: academic excellence, faith-based, service industries or service projects, huge opportunities, and the family environment.
Jacob, perfectly said. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Covered a lot of info. Well, Amanda, we got about 2 minutes left. Are there any final thoughts you would like to leave our listeners with?
Sure. So some of you may be asking, is a private education affordable? Well, it absolutely is. So we do have lots of different opportunities for scholarships on the mountain. We have academic scholarships, we have academic and needs-based, and then we also have needs-based scholarships. So a scholarship that is new for this year is the Veteran Scholarship, which is honoring those who have served. So we do have opportunities with a plethora of other academic scholarships available that we can offer our families. Also, needs-based scholarships. There is the Georgia Promise, which actually offers a $6,500 scholarship for a student if they are in a low-performing school district. So that scholarship is available from the state of Georgia. And then we also have tuition assistance for families that need a little extra help. And then we also have the Georgia Goal Scholarship, which is a great opportunity for families where we do have donors that have redirected their scholarship funds. And then we can offer those in the form of a scholarship for families that qualify. So we're super excited and would love to tell you more about these opportunities. And we will have that available at Open House tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Visit oakmountain.us to register for Open House.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Amanda Tayeb, Kimberly Robinson, Jacob Wells. We thank our fine friends from Oak Mountain Academy coming on the show with us today, and to everyone who tuned in with us on air and on Facebook or YouTube, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.